During some of my videos, from time to time, you'll hear me use the term sympathetic magic. And you might wonder, what does sympathetic magic means? Basically, sympathetic magic is a concept where they would say like produces like. So, in other words, in relation to, say, plant medicine, right? Um, you would look at, say, beet juice, and that dark, rich, deep purple color resembles blood, for example. Now, don't go following them movies with red blood. Yes, blood looks red, but in large quantities, especially when it starts to dry, it goes to a purple to black color. Uh, it looks a lot like beet juice. So it would be like you would look at the beet juice and say, okay, that looks like blood. So that got to be good for blood. So that is an example of sympathetic magic. Or, for example, let us say you look at a certain plant and the sap is yellow, so you assume that it's good for jaundice, or you would assume that it's good for, like, the phlegm, like what do they call it, like cold. Yeah, that's sympathetic magic. Or yeah, a example of sympathetic principles, I should say, the principles that's used in sympathetic magic. Another example would be the well, the voodoo doll. Now, the thing about it is that the voodoo doll, actually, although it's associated with voodoo, the practice of voodoo, it actually the origins of, like, the sticking the pins into this effigy, that comes from Europe, what they would refer to as European folk magic, which is a type of sympathetic magic, where they used to have a thing called the poppy or something like that. I stand to be corrected, but they would stick pins. They would stick pins into that. So that so we got to remember now that the Africans who came to the West Indies, of course, mostly by force and enslavement, they mixed with other Europeans who, in many cases, by force and enslavement as well. But of course, the European enslavement part is going to be somewhat erased from history. But that's beside the point. We're not focusing on that today. Um, so these peoples would mix in their cultures, would mix in their beliefs, in practices, would mix and meld. Thus, you have the European practice of sticking pins in objects, which is like produces like. Therefore, common sense would dictate that if you get an effigy of somebody and you get a piece of their clothing or some part of their, something for them, and you put into this effigy, and of course, if you stick pins in it, it would produce a like reaction in the person. So that's basically an example of sympathetic magic. You can you can take this a little further as well, and we could even go into its cousin, sympathetic magic's cousin, which is basically like subliminal uh, messages based on imagery. Now, that's kind of a cousin of the sympathetic magic. Now, what I mean by that term is that, for example, a woman would say, look at a flower, And when she look at the flower basically look like her private parts, her pussy. Right? It might have the shape of it or whatever the case may be. So she'd take that flower and put it in her hair, or stick it somewhere, so you as a man now, you look at it and it would stimulate your subconscious, where it would put your mind to that. So it's like she's subliminally telling you, it got some of this good, some of this good pussy for you. Another rude way, for example, just have a little bit of fun in the morning here, would be, well, actually, it might chalk up to sexual harassment, where, let us say, you're at work, and of course, a man is let's say he's eating a banana, or okay, better yet, a woman is eating a banana at work, and and a guy comes in the lunchroom and says, "Boy, I love the way that you peel a banana." But guess what? A woman might come in there and say the same thing too. So are you gonna pull sexual harassment against that woman who make that statement on you? But anyway, just having just of course having a little bit of fun. So now that we got the concept of sympathetic magic out of the way, from time to time, like I say, you hear me speaking about it, so you know exactly where I'm coming from. So anyway, everybody have a good day, and me just having a little bit of fun, and you know, God bless.